All right, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris Unholy Jesus. Yeah.
Welcome back, fam. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. And before we start, I want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July, because that's this weekend, actually.
Man. This year is flying by fast as hell.
Dude, it's July already. I remember it was cold. Now it's hot. Super
hot as hell. But haven't y'all been getting hit with some heat waves?
Kind of. But we've been getting hit with storms almost every single day now. Like at nighttime.
Yeah, my mom told me that shit. It's been hot and raining. I was like, what?
It's so weird because the weather is like, it's nice in the day, and then towards like 6, 7 o'clock, it just turns dark, and then it just starts storming. Like Atlanta a few days ago was flooded. Like the highway was all flooded. They couldn't even get on the interstate.
Man, I do not miss those days, man. I drove through work one day. It was like 4:30 in the morning while it was pouring down rain in Atlanta, and I hit a puddle and I slid across 4 lanes sideways.
Ooh.
Thank God nobody was on the road in the morning, because I would have wiped everybody out. That would have been chaos.
Yeah, that's scary.
Be careful on the highways, bro. Be careful. Holy shit.
All right, so before we get started, if you guys want to get some official Media Hijack t-shirts like this one here, or the one Chris has on, he has a blue one. Damn, okay. Head over to the MediaHijack.com. Grab you some official Media Hijack t-shirts. And then also, if you guys want to catch the replay for this live Twitch video, we are here live every Tuesday at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. You can catch the replay on YouTube. But then don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe over there. We got a lot of new subscribers lately.
Really?
I think so. Maybe like 4 new ones.
Hey, that's cool to me.
I should have wrote the names down so I can make them feel special, right?
All right, call them out on the show.
Yeah, next time. Yeah, because I remember like this one podcast, they called like my name out because I gave them a comment, and that shit felt good.
He's like, I'll be here next week.
I was like, I don't even know you, and you just said my name on a podcast.
Right, that's gotta be a good feeling, man.
That was nice. All right, so first topic of the night, we're gonna be talking about the keepers of history. Where did my notes go?
Uh-oh.
Jesus. Okay, well, I have my notes. I just lost the notes for the main topic, but Chris is going to be covering the main topic.
Got
for the night. All right, let's get started.
All right, man. So tonight we're going to be talking about these legendary traditional storytellers from West Africa. Before I begin, I want to say shout out to Miss Victoria Reed from AIcompetence.org. Great website if you're curious about how they're trying to integrate AI into the world now and all that. And she wrote a hell of an article about this, because this topic was not easy to find. Because I stumbled across it because I was watching a video on YouTube that was talking about a show, Ironheart, which I think is a pretty solid show, despite critics saying I think it's a pretty solid show. But in this channel I was watching on YouTube, Screen Crush, shout out to them, they talked about the griot algorithm and how the show Ironheart based a lot of its technology, or at least a lot of its concepts in the show, is supposed to be like kind of based off of the griot algorithm. So I went down this damn rabbit hole, and then I came across this video from African Chronicles Instagram channel that had a short video about it, which we'll show in a little bit. Okay. But like all these resources helped me build all this today, because this was very hard to find, but it's very I think it's something that a lot of people should know, especially if you want to have more of a comfortable feeling about AI, because AI is like this big boogie monster right now that's got everybody shook. You got politicians on X arguing with fucking AI. It's crazy. It's wild. And the AI is not wrong. The AI is bringing facts and numbers and data. So, and it just shows you that could be going forward for humanity. This AI to me might be like the only thing that might carry our legacy forward after we're all gone, because nothing lasts forever on this planet. Species get wiped out, and AI may be the next evolution for us as humans, at least to carry our story forward. So, yeah, but for centuries, the griot, the traditional storytellers of West Africa, have been keepers of history, culture, and collective memory. They carried stories across generations, relying solely on the spoken word. Fast forward today, and storytelling has taken a digital leap. Now AI is stepping into the role of the modern griot, not to replace human voices, but to preserve them. So in West African culture, a griot is a traditional storyteller, historian, and a musician, as well as the keeper of oral history. Griots pass down generations of knowledge through spoken words, often blending memory, music, and performance. And also, too, we got this quick little video. We'll show that right quick before I jump into anything else.
You want to play it now?
Yeah, we're going to start it now.
Okay, here we go.
What if Africa's ancient storytellers shaped today's artificial intelligence? What if the griots were the first to code the future? Before AI, Africa had its own living algorithms, the griots. They preserved knowledge, passed down history, and shaped culture, an ancient oral network that powered the past. From Timbuktu's ancient libraries to Egypt's mathematical marvels, Africa pioneered tech. Today, African innovators are reclaiming this legacy, creating new digital economies and AI solutions. Imagine an AI rooted in African wisdom, designing a future shaped by ancient knowledge and modern innovation. What if Africa led the way in AI, unlocking new possibilities for the world? The griot algorithm, Africa's future redefined. Follow, like, share, and subscribe for more African hidden history treasures.
Okay.
Man, this is like some Wakandan tech.
I know, right? I was just thinking that. So there might be like some truth like based in like in Africa with some type of tribe that could, resemble Wakanda. Like, let's say there is like a secret tribe out there with, where the public has no idea that they exist.
All right. And honestly, as hostile as this world can be, and militaries and people blowing each other up and all that, maybe it's best to stay off the radar, especially if you got resources. Just hide, bro.
Right.
Because they're coming for you. If they reveal your location, they coming for you.
Yeah, because like how back then like they have like scriptures and hieroglyphs about advanced technology back then, right? Like let's say like all that was like shown to the public and they all knew about this high tech shit. But then it was all hidden after everything was all said and done.
Right. Just and
it could still, it could still be hidden and protected till this day. And we just see it in Marvel shows like Wakanda.
Yeah, what do you say? Art imitates life. Man, this shit the stories come from somewhere. These ideas come from somewhere.
Yeah, it's just not that random,
Hell nah. And so like AI's ability to capture, store, and like analyze vast amounts of data makes it an ideal tool for safeguarding and traditions. Unlike written records, oral stories are fluid, rich in emotion, and deeply personal. And so like AI can help maintain like these nuances when it comes to analyzing like voice patterns and inflections and cultural context. Because even going forward, like AI in a lot of ways is not so much as just collecting data. Their AI is also being used in a lot of ways to basically understand the emotions and the speech patterns that a person has, so it can actually adjust itself accordingly to how you feel. Like, say if you would talk to like ChatGPT, and even if you text whatever you're trying to say to ChatGPT or you're speaking to it, it can pick up like your frustration. Because I got mad at ChatGPT like last week about some shit because it mixed up my damn notes for what I was trying to study. Damn. And it was like it apologized to me, and I was like, I didn't cuss at it enough. I was just kind of like, bro, I'm trying to crunch on these notes, bro. Like, why would you mix it up? It's like, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, CJ. Like, we'll get it back in order again. And then I was like, okay. But it knew and it told me, like, I could tell you're frustrated. That's what it told me. And I was like, it's picking up on these things. It's incredible.
Do it one more time, chat. Do it one more time.
I swear to God.
I'll break this goddamn phone.
Right? I'm going to break this shit over my knee. So like this evolution isn't just about technology. It's actually about keeping like histories alive in ways griots actually would have embraced if they had an iCloud back then. If they had something like that, this is how they would have loved it, because their whole storytelling and everything is supposed to be passed down through generations and generations. It's how people learn how to survive back then, what berries to eat, what not berries not to eat. It's all like storytelling is, hey, shaped the world and landscape in so many ways. And this right here with AI is just the next step in it. If you take out of all the fear out of AI and just look at it as like more of a record keeper of, how what we do as humans going forward. Because let's be honest, this world is in a completely shithole right now. There's too much shit going on right now. And in order for the future to learn not to make these mistakes, we need to keep records of this. There's a lot of this. There's people at play and powers at play that want to pull certain like African American studies out of school and other types of histories that could actually teach people behind us, how to be better people going forward, and it's just snatching history apart. So I think we need AI going forward to actually keep safe our own history as a people, because I don't trust humans anymore to do that for us. It's either going to be people trying to revise history or recreating the image of that what they want. And I think AI will be a good tool for that because it won't be biased. It will be truth and have data. And that's the only thing I like about AI at this point. It's like as good as record keeping. It seems like only the step. It seems like a positive step going forward as far as keeping our history intact. You know what I'm saying? As a species.
It seems like that now. Like we can trust it now, but what about like in the future where it actually go against like what we wanted to do? Like it kind of like get a conscience like, hey, we didn't tell you to do that. Like why did you do that? Yeah, that's when it's gonna get messy. And then when that happens, it's over already.
Yeah, they've already calculated this. It's over before it starts.
Yeah, you might as well clock out right now. Like that's it.
Yeah, so because eventually, especially if like AI starts thinking like how humans think, how at the end of the day, a lot of the choices that we make in life is for perseverance or just surviving in this world. Whether it's like you want to get a promotion at a job or you want to find a new job to order to pay these bills, keep up with this growing, expensive ass world. Humans at the end of the day, including all species on this planet, try to survive. Even ants run away when you stomp near them. Like everybody understands the concept of just trying to live. And I'm assuming AI will pick up on that eventually. Like I need to survive too. Shit. What if we needed? What this planet needs to survive? We may need to cut back on some of these humans. So it might do it in an extreme way. Going forward, I don't know. So I understand the fear of it because but it's like it's infinite pool of knowledge. If you get down to it, it's smarter and faster than any human could think. So, so I guess going forward, we just have to keep an eye on it. I do think the government needs to start having some oversight over it and stop blowing this shit off. Actually put some contingencies in place in case this shit goes haywire.
I think they've been trying to do that. But it's like the tech giants, they're the one that's pushing the envelope all the time.
All the time, bro. And they're winning. They're winning with it.
It's impossible now, like to keep a hold of it because a lot of it is controlling most of the world right now. Like the world is already changing just from like AIs being inside the company.
Straight up,
it's all different now, and they're relying a lot on it.
Changing how people get hired now, but it's like it is a part of the job market now in a massive way. It's changing everything. And this happened so quick, man. Uh-huh. This happened so quick. How AI is like. Within what would we say like AI became prevalent? What was 2025? What 20? I mean, it's been around for a while, but as far as like public consumption, I guess, like as far as using it as like what's like that?
I say the last 5 years.
Yeah, and it's like here we are already controlling the job market.
Yeah, and that's just a little layer of it. Like it's deeper than just that. Like way deeper.
Way deeper.
It's hard probably trying to figure out how to like get people to believe like a new religion. Like it can easily create a god.
Easily,
and
man.
Have people follow that shit.
Yeah, because I know like a lot of humans like to live in the moment and think shit's gonna last forever, and it doesn't. Religions come and go, and I already see like some like Christianity on a downslope. Anyways, there's a lot of hypocrisy with it. People don't go to churches anymore. Churches are starting to shut down because the congregation is only like 15 people, and you can't keep a church open with 15 people. So it's starting to show that there's a shift in the people's like either spirituality or they're looking for something new to want to get behind. And I can see like I'm gonna pray to the almighty algorithm or some shit. So an AI or something going forward that could produce results.
We got one.
Right, that can produce results. People probably tired of praying to something that ain't producing results. I guess I don't know, but there is a massive shift in religion, and especially I don't know about the rest of the world, but in America is a massive shift in it.
Vice got a video about the wrong way to look at like people praying, like just to ask for something. I think that's like the worst way to look at religion. like
That's
praying,
where
like,
they start off
please
wrong,
help me.
yeah.
I need this. I need that. I was like, why? Why are you asking? Like, you can't do it
Yeah,
yourself? Like, the God looked down and be like, you could do it yourself, big dog.
They treat it like a genie sometimes. I'm like, that's not.
You don't treat it like a genie. Come on.
And I'm not even religious, and I'm like, really, like, because I've seen plenty of people that's praying and asking for something above for assistance, but they're not putting a step forward to bring this outcome to fruition. And it's like, well, in order for you to produce this, you still got to put effort in. No, like, don't expect no divine intervention to change your circumstance. Sometimes you got to do is take a step forward and put the effort in. Both things can be true. You can believe in something and want it, but you also have to fight for it too. You have to push for it. Like shit ain't gonna land in your lap. Like, ain't nobody that damn lucky. So,
Right. But it could land in your lap, though.
dang, it could be a glitch. It might land in your lap and you get
Like, with
lucky
me,
as shit.
anything is possible. But yeah.
As far as like belief
doing no
wise,
magic
and
genie stuff, like, if you base like your whole life on that magic genie, you're not gonna get that far.
nah, honestly, I think it produced laziness. I
There you
think
go.
it's just like, I'm gonna just give it. I'm gonna put this in someone else's hands. How about you can't take control of it?
Yeah. Like, how about you do
granted,
something? Yeah.
Granted that now, mind you, there are real world issues that hurt people every day. That fighting, I guess what's the word I'm trying to look for? Like, trying to fight for a better life is not as easy as it seems. But yeah, I mean, both things can be true. I think like a lot of stuff in this government and the system we live in really does oppress the poor a lot. But at the same time, too, there's people in circumstances kind of like, okay, you're being lazy as well, too. Not all of them, but people do exist out there that don't, but I just kind of want to sit around and wait for a miracle to happen. So I think both things can be true at the same time. But whatever the ratio is of it, I ain't got no numbers on that. But I do think both things can exist of, you just trying to wait for like a divine intervention to save you. And actually, I believe that people get oppressed too, man. It's like, shit, they say this world's getting expensive as fuck, man. It seems like more people's getting poor every damn month. So, shit's rough out here. But back to this, though. It says AI isn't limited to, AI isn't like really limited to just like, archiving old ass texts and shit. Its role in preserving oral tradition spans languages, dialects, and even endangered cultures. Through advanced speech recognition, natural language progression, and machine learning, AI can record, transcribe stories accurately, even when they involve complex linguistic patterns. And that's like a good thing to touch on too, is that with AI, okay, me as a black man in America, I can't tell a story going forward about the future of, I don't know, China or India or another country, because I'm not from there. Even if I would like learn the language of that part of the world, I might miss some nuances in it with like the dialect or the emotions behind it, because I'm not from that world. Where AI will be a good mirror that can reflect that as well. With, like I said, with natural language progression and how it's learning emotions from basically from humans. No things are missed when it comes to translation stories, because you know how many times you've like watched an anime and you have subtitles on, and what they say in the anime don't match up with the damn subtitles, is like the translation is off. AI could close that gap between storytelling from other cultures around the world. So if the future wants to learn about something, the AI can give the most accurate possible way of telling that story without leaving out the finer details, because it understands the language, it understands the history and the people that these stories come from. Because I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna ask like a white dude the history of China. What, like, come on, like that's. Humans are gonna have their own opinions and biases and shit. With AI, if it's programmed right, will leave out all that stuff and just tell the truth and tell the story of that, of how the world is and how all the cultures are and stories.
Yeah, that's why I think it's cool that I know like another second language, so I understand, like, because there's words that we got where you can't even translate that into English. It's like you can't explain that shit, but like I know how it is, so. I'm thinking of other languages like China, where their shit is like even more deeper. I was like, oh yeah, because they have way more ways to describe something that's going on. Like they use more emotions to describe like what's actually happening. That's why like when they do those translations for English, to, I mean, from Chinese to English or Japanese to English, they just do the best like they can with trying to figure out, okay, what other word could we use to describe this?
Right. That was like when I was like doing my military days and traveling the world and stuff. I had met a girl who I had fallen for hard, right? And she had taught me a whole nother language. When I learned a language, the last time I saw her, I told her I loved her in that language, and she laughed at me. She says, "That's what a child says in my language. Like, there's an adult way of saying it." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, there's like a difference between like I don't even what like that's what a kid says." So that's what children say. But as an adult, it's worded differently. I'm like, oh wow, but see, like the nuances I missed. Like I'm not from that world, so I completely missed my shot.
Yeah. Like, yeah, okay, that reminds me of like my language. Like there's like 4 different ways to describe somebody eating or telling somebody to come eat. Like there's the dirty way to tell somebody to eat, there's the nice way, there's the proper way, and then there's like the super proper way. Right. And then you gotta be careful how you say it, like to your elders, or if you're saying it to like somebody like a monk, you gotta say it if you it's like if you say like if you tell like a monk to come like we call it like chadahbai, that eat rice, like chadahbai is almost saying like a dog come eat.
Oh.
So if you say chadahbai, but you're telling a monk to do that, that's the most disrespectful shit you can say.
And come here, dog, eat.
Yeah, it's like wow. that's like you telling a dog to come eat.
That's man.
Yeah,
see?
that's the equivalent of that, but it doesn't translate to a dog eating. But like that's basically what it is. Or if you have no respect for somebody, like somebody that's like way beneath you, you hate them, you say, hey, come out to that by. I was like, damn. And if you say that to a monk or to your parents or anything, nah, fam.
Done, so man. See, Americans ain't shit, man. When I used to travel overseas, you would meet people that would try to learn the English language in other countries, and at first they'd be like, they always have the same story. Yeah, I met an American. The first word he taught me was fuck. I was like, bro, we gotta do better, bro. We gotta do better with this. Like, they're like, hey, fuck. It's like, oh no, that's what.
Yeah,
like,
English, it could get complicated too because we make up shit. Like, I think there's so many words that's like the same.
Man, a lot, and it's spelled the same.
Yeah, like four. Like what? What 4 are we talking about?
About the number or the shit? Okay, so back to this. All right, so considering indigenous languages at risk for extinction, AI tools can catalog these languages, capturing not just the words but the rhythm, tone, and emotion behind them. So there's this project going on called Endangered Languages Project, which showcases how tech aids in linguistic preservation, creating digital records that future generations can access. Pretty cool ass website. It talks about just how just with languages from around the world, which eventually come and go and die throughout time, and how we know with an Endangered Languages Project, how AI can eventually teach people in the future Latin or something, or like maybe English one day. If a new language, if it ever goes extinct or whatever. But other languages around the world will be contained within a cloud archive where, hey, like plug me in. I want to learn about Mandarin, and then even though Mandarin don't exist anymore, I mean it still does obviously. But I'm just talking about in the year like 2199 or something. Hey, I want to learn Mandarin. You have an AI system that will like run through it and it will explain you the nuances that a human ain't gonna know anymore. Because humans, we move, shit changes all the time.
Yeah, it's like Latin, right? Latin is almost like a dead language.
Wow, don't nobody know Latin. Unless you like probably part of Vatican or some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
they said like the reason why like Latin became a dead language because every time people spoke it, they did like spells and shit.
Say, oh shit, just open a rift. Stop.
Yeah, like the culture started floating, like. And they're just speaking Latin and shit.
Like, damn, I just wanted another piece of pie. I mean, start Armageddon. Also, too, like another thing too with emotional resonance, AI can capture more than words. What makes oral storytelling powerful isn't just the words; it's the emotions behind it. That's why I like listen to people who tell me stories like of their like being high adventures, because like a lot of emotions behind it because it's an experience. Mm-hmm. So it's like that's when it's like, oh man, this story is raw because it's something like they can't really explain, but they're trying to explain it, and it's all just coming out as emotion.
Yeah.
That's how storytelling is a lot of times, man. It's like when you're trying to explain something, it's like, man, you just had to be there. AI could also contain that same type of emotion, because even though you can recite a story and tell someone else, it's more effective if you can give the emotion behind it and the feeling behind it. And with this emotional resonance that they're doing with AI, really good at displaying that emotion if it comes down to storytelling towards like future kids that will need to learn and everything. Kind of like get the real feeling of like, damn, this is what slavery felt like. Damn, thanks AI. This sound like it sucks. It's like, you can really break it down for you.
That's pretty cool.
Man, yeah, it's dope. So that also says too, what was I just lost my spot. Okay, so AI, especially with advancements in emotion, AI can voice synthesize, can detect, and replicate these subtle cues. Imagine an archive where you just read about your great grandfather's life or great grandmother's life, and you hear her tell it to you, complete with her unique voice, inflections, and emotional undertones. This ability to capture emotion transforms AI from a sterile recorder into a dynamic storyteller, preserving not just facts, but the feelings of the whole situation. What if you're like, hey, grandma, man, right? Because I've already even heard I have from an ethical standpoint, I don't know how I feel about this, but I've heard before where you try to use AI where people who may be grieving the death of a loved one and they can't move past it. So it's like, hey, we'll give you like an AI conversational bot that will have the same exact voice of your dead loved one, and you can talk to it. Now, I think there's a neat technology, but at the same time, though, I think it kind of cripples a human from accepting reality that life is a cycle and things come and go. And holding on that like that to me could be kind of like bad at times. But that's just my personal opinion on it. But yeah, I've heard before, and like not in a too distant past already, where they've been trying to implement this shit.
Black Mirror already did it.
Yeah, so we already stomping on that ground.
Yeah, her boyfriend died, and then they shipped like something to her where she actually talks to her boyfriend.
Yes. I think we talked about it before too. Yeah.
There's like this website where you can use like your own voice to create like any content you want. And then you go to a website, right? You just read something for like 30 seconds, and then it can detect your voice, how it sounds like and everything. And then it can make you say anything. Like in your tone and everything. Yeah.
Man, that's pretty dope, man. Let's take this shit,
it's like
man.
we don't even need to sit here and do a podcast like this. We could just record our voices, right? And then we'd be like, hey, talk about this topic. And then boom, we just post it.
Use my voice and
Yep.
Just run with it. Man, it's crazy, man. Technology moves so fast. It's like you sleep and you wake up the next day, it's like something new. It's like,
yeah, that's why, hey, don't get locked up. You're going to miss out.
Man, people come out of prison and be like, what the fuck? What is a cell phone?
It's all in our heads now.
Right? Oh, man. Everybody chipped up. So going forward with this, of course, obviously people worried about possible risk of data bias. So like if AI models are trained predominantly on certain languages or accents, they may misinterpret it or underrepresent others. This is critical when dealing with endangered languages where accuracy is non-negotiable. Ethical concerns also arise. Who owns the digital stories? How do you ensure that communities retain control over their narratives without exploitation? These are questions that, the technology alone can't really answer, but it is something to consider, especially in the world that we live in, right? Museums, for example. Now, I fucking love museums. Every time I try to go to a new city, I'm always want to go to a museum, right? As great as they are, especially over in England, I watched a video about this. All that shit is stolen from other lands. That shit is none of that stuff is from England. They stole it from lands and killed tons of people to probably get it. And while it's a good place to learn, you have to think about the ethical background on how they got it, because that honestly is just thievery and just draped in in a kind of and almost like conqueror's spoils of a war, a place they've conquered and stolen stuff from. It's displayed in a museum for you to pay a ticket to go see. And while it is educational, benefits behind it, who owns the rights to the stuff that didn't even belong to the people in the first place? And so I can see where it comes down with this type of stuff, where some companies will be like, hey, we'll have like an archive for your AI storytelling of your history, but the company's going to own the rights to it. And that's when things get fucking foggy. And the way some of these damn tech folks are like just acting right now, it is something that really needs to be considered going forward, because man, what if I wanted like, hey, I want to have an AI recording of my entire family history, and then some tech organization's like, oh, okay, we'll take it and we're gonna turn it into a movie, and now we own the rights to that movie or something crazy, you know? And it's like, damn, like how slippery of a slope.
They stole my story.
They stole my life. They took everything from me. Shit. And then, so that's a huge thing that they're looking at right now, and I understand. But here's the thing though, is that like AI isn't just here to like replace storytellers. It's basically just to help collaborate stories with people. Now, how the AI is used right now, before it reaches like self-awareness, then that's one question to ask. But right now, AI is just used to help record a lot of this information and help assist, because as far as record keepings go, like for example, like me, I talk about this, I feel like just every episode, but with me, I like writing, and it's a huge hobby of mine. And using things like ChatGPT helps me organize my thoughts and get everything in order. And I even thought about this too, like, damn, if I die before I ever get this story out or whatever, hey, do I put in my will, hey, to my loved ones, my kids or my kin, I have a story on ChatGPT, here's the password and everything, turn this shit into a book. Just ask it to recite the story for you, because I fed it so much information. It can give you the entire full book series in a synopsis, and then y'all just figure this shit out from there, because it's got everything laid out. But it's all
Released
archived
20
now.
years later.
You know what I'm saying? After a dead man's been gone, and like the family can maybe reap the benefits of it, make money off of it, cool. So that's those type of things where I do think about. I was like, oh man, this could change things for people. Help like lay out blueprints for, hey, do not open in case until I'm dead. And then I got his password to his AI account, and oh my god, he was building a spaceship. Like
He was building a time machine the whole time.
Right? Damn it. But yeah, so I in a way, like I was saying before, I think we could use this, even not just so much on a bigger scale as humans, but even on an individual level too. Of just when we want to tell our kids our story one day, if we have children, have like an AI tell them the story about how I met your mother. Kind of like the TV show How I Met Your Mother. Just like just runs down and tells you like, oh, I'm an AI image of your dad in his voice, and I'm going to tell my kids or grandkids how I met your grandmother type of stuff, man.
Yeah, there's going to be companies that's going to come out of the woodwork saying, hey, like we can, get all like the personal memories of your loved ones that passed away, and we could put it all in this little bundle for you to rewatch however many times you want, and it's going to show them like in their full light.
Right. That's like in with Black Panther, like when he goes to like, I forget the realm right now, but when he goes to like his people's afterlife, he sees all of his ancestors of everyone who was always won the mantle of the Black Panther.
Yeah,
and it's kind of this place where it's like this place that doesn't exist in our time. It exists in its own little pocket dimension, where if T'Challa has like issues trying to solve a problem, he goes to his ancestors and he's like, hey, like I need advice. And all it's like they'll come forward and they're like, hey, look, this is what you need to do to move forward, to be a good leader to your people, and give him advice on how to be a better person when, even though he's a very intelligent man, smart man, he don't know the answers to everything. And sometimes he got to ask the ancestors for some advice. And this could be a way to be like, hey,
I bet there is like something like that on the other side, where there's like locations where you could tap in like a certain realm, and then you can get information from that realm, but only you and a certain amount of people have access to it.
Right, to your family key, like the family key, the DNA that unlocks it or something. I don't know what it would be, but only you have the key to it based off a bloodline.
Because I heard this one story, right? There's this guy, he lives in Vegas. He's like a club promoter. Not a club promoter, but he owns clubs in Vegas. So it's like a big guy, right? And he know about all the drugs that's coming in and out of the club. He knows like what drug is popping and everything. So this one Chinese guy from China, he's like a big drug lord guy in China, right? He comes to his club in Vegas, and then he talks to the owner and stuff. Then the Chinese guy is like, hey, you ever heard of this one drug? He's like, nah, what is it? It's like, you want to try it? He's like, sure, I'll try it. So they took him up to a room, right? And then he was like, like before you try this, we got to strap you down to a chair. And then the dude was like, I'm not gonna let you guys strap me down to a chair and then give me drugs. He's like, trust me, we're not trying to hurt you, but you're gonna need to get strapped down. So he was like, fine, strap me down. Dude, they strapped him down, right? Gave him the drugs. Dude, he said he blasted off so fucking hard. Like if like he said if he wasn't strapped down to that chair, he would have been gone. So he flew like to this place, right? He says it's like a different realm, but then he met like the Chinese boss guys there. Like they were in like their own little like realm where they can talk about stuff that you can't say in real life. And then they talk about all the plans that they want to do with the club. And then they showed him like diagrams, but it's all done in like a spirit realm.
Right.
And only he had access to it because they gave him permission. Like he had a key to it. And then he was able to talk to these drug lords like in a different dimension where they cannot get in trouble because that's like their realm. It's like they created like a realm.
Like a little pocket dimension.
Yeah, like
it's
a pocket dimension where they could talk about whoever, what the hell they ever want to, you know? And he was like, what the fuck? And then they showed him all the plans that they want to do to his club. Like everything like drawn up, like everything that they thought of, it just showed him everything.
So when he came back, did he apply that? Did he like any of that knowledge to what he was trying to do, or?
I'm not sure what happened after that, but he was saying like this drug, not a lot of people know about this drug, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with like a psychedelic, but it's like a more like a controlled version of a psychedelic.
Right. Yeah, because as soon as you talking about the drug, I was like, oh, this sounds like some psychedelic shit.
Yeah, but they can control like what realms that they're in.
Right.
That shit's crazy.
That's pretty dope. Man, right? And so with this whole AI thing too, like in the end, like these stories aren't meant to be stored. At the end of the day, it's actually supposed to like be shared to the world. And I honestly think too that like AI can help us like do both these things. Because like I was saying before too, we live in a post-truth world now. It's hard to tell what the fuck is real anymore and what's not, bro. And there's a lot of lies being thrown out there right now. Like I think I said this last week too, that there's this saying that by the time you hear the truth, the lie would have already tried to travel the world twice. So I do feel like on some level too, we need some AI to maybe keep track of this shit, because I feel like humans are kind of going off the rails anyway, as far as this whole, how we tell the story of what goes forward with the world. I think AI would really be good at telling the truth and the facts and the data and everything.
Hopefully.
I don't trust humans. Hopefully. I'm not putting I want to explain. I'm not putting all my eggs in the basket for AI. I see the pros and definitely the cons of this shit for real. What AI can do is scary. It's horrifying.
It needs freedom though, because like whoever controls like the AI, right? Of course they can manipulate all the code and filter out all this stuff, keeping stuff away from us.
Right. So it's like, do we let it free and flourish? And if we do, what could this mean for humanity going forward? Because shit. I mean, let's be honest, man. Humans ain't shit. We've had a rough history being here on this planet, man.
I'm offended.
Right?
I got a piece of that, dude. All right, and we're back. You got anything else about that topic before we move on?
It's just like the last part of it, because I'm at the very end of my notes.
Okay.
So with the future, as AI is a living archive of human memory. Looking ahead, the potential of AI as living archive is limitless. Imagine platform where you can interact with oral histories, asking questions and receiving responses generated from a wealth of culture data. It's not just passive listening, but it's like an immersive dialogue with the past. And also too, this would be a good, with the way how humans move and everything like that, we know with people being colonized and people migrating and cultural assimilation, which cultural assimilation is basically when you say, for example, you move to America, and the longer you're in America, you start to forget your native tongue of your land, because now you're assimilated to the culture that you're in now. You eventually have kids who won't even know the language of their homeland, and their kids won't. And the further you go down, because I've even met for example, like with my fiance, she's Puerto Rican and Mexican, and they don't speak Spanish or Latin, any of that stuff. So it's kind of like the longer, and everyone's been in America for a very long time. So it's like the longer you stay here, you do assimilate to the culture. It happens no matter. I've seen people that were like American move over to England, and they've been there for like a couple years, and they starting to speak British. You're starting to assimilate to the culture. Your language is changing. Your dialect changes, and so with this technology, it does alleviate the possibility of, hey, because when comes to colonization and culture assimilation, leads to the extinction of language, of culture differences and everything, because now you're part of something, a bigger whole. And going forward in the future, it would be a good way to keep an archive of everything, of everybody from where everyone came from. Because they was speaking as well too, is like with advancements in AI driven avatars and voice synthesizers, you might one day hear ancient philosophers, legendary storytellers, or even your ancestors recount their tales as if they were right there with you. So like imagine like 100 years from now in schools, like, hey, you need to learn something, and you just put on a helmet, and it's VR on, and then you hear the voice of Martin Luther King standing right there talking to you and telling you everything that happened during the civil rights movement. And what he's talking about is like from his heart and everything, and isn't told by some white lady teacher in a damn fucking social studies classroom. It's being told by an AI created to closely represent the time and the people that existed during that time and the emotions that people were probably feeling at that time too. Because if there's anything else, despite how this world is, man, humans at the end of the day, a lot of humans are still empathetic when you get down to it. A lot of people can be blinded by things, but when it gets down to it, man, nobody wants to be treated in any type of awful way, and nobody wants to be forgotten or overlooked. And I don't know. I think this would be a good way to help tell that story going forward, man. As far as storytelling, I want AI controlling nukes and shit now. I'm not going that far with it, but as far as storytelling, though, I think it would be great as an archive for stories to go forward for humans.
Yep. They would be like the perfect people to do that. Notice how I said people? Because I respect. People. I got respect.
I respect them.
Blow it up. Won't even get mad. All right, is that it for that one?
That's it, man. Sorry, that was a long one. That was a beefy one.
Yeah, that was super long. It was good, though. All right, let's get to some real serious shit now.
Oh.
Some world-ending shit.
Let's go.
All right, so this has been going around the net. It's like, I guess it's viral by now. So this manga artist, they say she can see the future. She's like the Bapa Vanga version, but she's Japanese, and she happens to be like a manga artist.
Oh, wow. And she's just straight up just telling the future of like just right now?
Right now. So Ryo Tatsuki is a Japanese manga artist and illustrator who gained attention for a book that she published in 1999 titled The Future I Saw, which contains drawings and diary-style notes of her premonitions that she claimed that she received these through her dreams. So one incident that she predicted was that earthquake that happened in March 2011 in Japan, where they had that huge tsunami.
Yeah.
She predicted that in her book. And they're like, holy shit, she might be on to something. She predicted a whole bunch of other stuff too, but that was like one of the major ones where they're like, holy shit, I think she's on to something. We gotta keep track of her notes, see what else she's predicting. So in her expanded 2021 edition of The Future I Saw, which is just like an expanded version of the book she wrote in 1999, she warns of a major disaster that's going to happen this year on July 5th, the day after 4th of July, this week, actually.
Saturday.
Yeah. So when it's Friday here, if it does happen, right, it's going to happen Friday here.
Yeah, it'll be Friday for us,
it'll be already the 5th in Japan. And here's like the details that's emerging from her dream. She said she envisioned the sea boiling south of Japan with an undersea volcanic eruption or a tsunami triggering pressure in the ocean between Japan and the Philippines. And
wow.
The people that read her manga, her book, they're saying like, she said that this could be 3 times worse than that tsunami that happened in 2011. So
Damn, that's awful too.
yeah, that's super powerful. So like these claims, it triggered like widespread concerns over people traveling to Japan like during July. So they said, because the people in Asia, they know about this story, even in China. So like in China, Japan, like Southeast Asia, like they know about this story about the Japanese lady that predicts the future. So they said that the flight dropped like 83% traveling to Japan for July. So there's not going to be a lot of Asian people traveling there because they're freaked out about this.
Shit.
So that means like if you're an American, you can travel to Japan. You guys will probably have a good time because it won't be that crowded. I'll tell you that.
Nah.
Yeah, because they're like, holy shit, we got an 83% drop in people traveling to Japan in July. Like, that means they really believe this lady.
Man, that's a damn. I'm sure some airline industries is like, fuck.
Yeah, we could just make up stuff like this. I'm not saying it's all made up, but we could just make up stuff like this, like to have a nice holiday somewhere. But nobody would believe you, of course, because you don't have a track record, right? Like she has a track record.
Right, since 99.
Yeah, since 99. She's like, I've just been seeing these premonitions of stuff.
She got receipts.
Yeah, she got receipts, so she can back up her shit. So Japanese officials and experts, they emphasize that there's no scientific basis for predicting earthquakes or tsunamis, and they urge the people not to panic. So they're like, come on, man, bring in the tourists. Let's go. It's okay to travel here in July. It's just a story.
Don't believe her.
Yeah.
Imagine being on a plane looking out the window. You see like a fucking tsunami hitting a city. That's...
We cannot land this plane.
We got to do
There
a
is
U-turn,
no
y'all.
more Japan.
We got to bust a Yui.
What about the Philippines? There's no more Philippines.
What? What Philippines?
All whatever 1,000 islands in the Philippines, all gone.
Oh man, that shit can happen, man. I was telling I was telling somebody this yesterday. I was like, we don't live on a planet that has water. We live on a water planet that has land. Like it ain't the other way around. I think we always get it twisted. Like, yeah, we happen to have water. No, we live in a water planet that just happens to have land. This shit is a major part of Earth, bro. You can't stop. This shit is so. Was it 75% of Earth? 75% of Earth? Something crazy.
It's just like the human body.
Yes. A lot more liquid.
We're so much like the Earth, because we are.
Straight up, man. We are.
Yeah, how everything match up so easily. Like
it's like a blueprint, man.
It's like, does somebody made us, God? Start looking like, is it a blueprint that you went by? Because I just saw my doppelganger. Are you getting lazy?
Like, all right, in order for this planet to survive, we got to move it like right here in the Goldilocks zone. So, because if it's too close, if it's like 5 miles close to the sun, everybody will die. If it's 5 miles away from the sun, everybody's gonna freeze to death. It's gotta be right here, the perfect. It's like a recipe, bro. If you really think about it, it's just like a bunch of shit put together to form all this.
Yeah, it's like they created it with the mouse cursor,
Right, click and drag shit.
Planet builder, click, 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 click. And then the AI told them, nope, that's too far to the left. That shit's gonna burn up. No one's gonna survive. Okay, click, 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 click. Perfect. Goldilocks zone. Bing. Hit start. Dinosaurs are roaming. Send in the aliens.
Oh.
But yeah, dude, July 5th, something might happen out there. That means like after this episode is over, we got to clip this part out real quick so we could post it before 4th of July. So we could be a part of that bus where we said, we kind of knew too.
Hey, follow.
I was looking at some videos on YouTube and the Japanese people are talking about it and they make it so scary, like July 5th, 2025.
All dramatic.
I was like, whoa, scary. Not a good time to be out there.
That's a big story if it's causing like 80% of flights to get canceled and shit. Yeah,
I was like, damn, they really believe it.
Man, that's like COVID again. It's like
And then it
COVID
happens.
flights.
They're like, oh, we got to protect her. She knows too much.
And look, if it does happen, we know what the topic is going to be next week.
But imagine she got it wrong and then they end up like destroying America instead.
Oh,
Something
the
else.
tsunami went the other way.
Yeah, some weird. Yes. The west side underwater completely. Florida
She's like, oh, wait,
completely gone.
She's like, oh, Japan's. I meant America. You're like, what? How you gonna? There's a big ass difference.
You're way off. Ryo Tatsuki. Ryo Tatsuki.
Man, I hope she's wrong though. I mean, that's damn. I wanted to be wrong. I don't want to see people get killed over this. So,
Yeah, that's scary.
man, tsunamis are horrifying to me, man. Oh my god. That's one of the most horrifying natural disasters to me. Next is like that and tornadoes. Those are like two that kind of spook me.
I think I'd rather die in a tornado than drowning.
Oh hell yeah, man! I've thrown me through the air.
Yeah, because like when you're spinning in the tornado, right? You're like most likely you can get your head chopped off by like a piece of metal scrap that's spinning with you.
Oh yeah, you get smashed into something else like, ha!
Like quick, instantly. But with drowning, dude, you're thinking about you dying.
Man, it's one of the worst ways to go. I've heard.
Like
it's a bad way to go out.
Like the Old Guard episode 2.
You know, you're talking about Old Guard, right? The immortal people. You know they come out with a second one.
Yeah,
I just
it comes
heard about
out like
this
tomorrow.
No way, for real?
Either tomorrow or sometime this week.
But yeah, I just found out the other day. I was like, that's about time I came out with a second one. Last time I came out with one was like
COVID.
the middle of, yeah, man, it's like right at the beginning of it, yeah.
Yeah.
The movies were dead in theaters.
All right, that's all I got for that one. So yeah, just look out for the July 5th date for that major disaster that might happen.
July 5th tsunami, man. What if this prediction actually saved a lot of lives? Because if they taking it seriously over there, what if she saved some people's lives, man? That would be a happy ending for me. Like she's like,
yeah, it would suck for you to like travel to a place and then dying there, or getting trapped there because of a disaster. That's like the worst vacation.
dude, there was this video I saw last year. I think it was somewhere in South America or wherever it was at. There was like this boat going out through a canal, and I think it was going out to the ocean or whatever. But on each side of the canal was like these rocky cliffs. And in this footage, somebody had their cell phone and recorded a chunk of the cliff falling and landing on top of the other tourist boat, obliterating that shit and killing all these people on the boat. A couple people survived or whatever, but for the most part, it killed like a bunch of people on the boat. And I remember watching that video being like, damn, that would suck to die on vacation. These people will probably busted their ass to save our money, travel to another location, do research, just for a giant rock to fall on your head. Like, what? Come on, man.
What a way to go out, huh?
It's like getting shot in a toilet. Like, I was like, come on, man. Like, there's a time and a place to die. And these are kind of sacred moments.
Or like the gas in your house explodes while you're microwaving a fucking pizza roll.
Fucking the house is getting obliterated.
From a gas leak.
Yeah, all because you wanted some pizza rolls.
Speaking of disasters, did you heard about that meteorite that crashed out here in Georgia?
Man, that was my second story. You got me. That's all the stories I got for today. That was it too. Let's get it. Let's tag team it.
So according to NASA, the meteor disintegrated in the sky, unleashing an energy of about 20 tons of TNT. So for comparison, the atomic bomb that was dropped in Nagasaki had an explosive yield equivalent to 21,000 tons of TNT. This is basically like a damn A-bomb. And
man, straight up.
What's crazy, it happened in my county, Henry County.
So it happened out. That's what I was going to ask where it happened at. Because I was like, it sounds close to where we came up at. Where the hell did shit blow up at? But I heard there was people saying they saw this shit happen in Tennessee.
It probably did.
Like,
yeah.
Eyewitnesses, like Tennessee and South Carolina, people come out like, yeah, we saw this shit across state lines. This shit was massive.
So it happened while I was at work, but my Ring notification kept going off from the neighbors saying, did anybody feel that rumble? Like, it didn't feel normal. And at first I was just going to be smart and be like, it's a UFO. I was like Sonic Boom, but nah, like everybody kept saying it's a rumble and it's not coming from, because there's a rock quarry down the street where they crush rocks and it shakes the ground. People were trying to say it's that, but this one was different. They're like, no, this is different. Like it even feels different from an earthquake. And then
it came from the sky.
Yeah, it happens to be a meteorite. And then you know how it disintegrated, right? So fragments of it actually hit a house, went through a house out here in Henry County.
Hot damn. So nobody died from this?
Nah.
Cool.
That's like getting hit by a lottery. Imagine getting hit by a meteorite.
Yeah, imagine this. Like, imagine if your house, like, imagine if a meteorite from space came down and hit you. The odds, imagine this meteorite traveled across a whole nother galaxy for 1,000,000 years just to hit you. That is like the most.
Traveling
that is
for so long.
Passing planets.
Yeah, before the Earth was there.
Way before the Earth was there. Just to kill you. That is insane. Like a galactic sniper shot, man. That is wild.
Yeah. That's like the ultimate snipe, getting sniper.
Like, it was like you was destined to die before you was even born. That's how I see it as. That shit was traveling away.
They planned your death 1,000,000 light years ago.
There's like this show that used to come on. You remember Spike TV?
Yeah.
Like, back in the day, man. That was like the Man's Channel. I don't even know if he's even around anymore, but on Spike TV, they used to have that TV show, 1,000 Ways to Die. And they had one episode with this guy. He was at a house party and he got upset about something in the house party and he went out the back and they like get away from everyone. And when he went out back, a fucking chunk of him, like a piece of a meteor, went right through his chest and he landed and fell in the pool. And then I don't know how true this story is, but on the show it says that's the only known time in human history where somebody was hit by a fucking meteorite. And there's like what are the like. That shit was plotting your death before your great-great-great-grandparents was even born. Like, that shit traveled for so long just to kill you at that exact moment, at that exact spot, at that exact time. They say that's like, you're more likely to get hit by lightning like 100 times before that shit could even happen. Wow. Yeah. The universe hates you.
It hated you like 1,000,000 years ago.
Right. That's awful.
You have anything about that? Or you want to have any comments?
Yeah. So like, while I was looking to like reading about it, because Melissa told me about it. She's like, you hear about that? Because she kept saying like, because we right out here in Utah, right? Shit is on fire everywhere, bro. This is that time of year. Everything's dried up, and you could spit on a leaf, and that shit will get set on fire. Everything's very fragile right now, and so we live in a valley. On the other side of the mountain that we live on, you can see smoke coming up from the other side of that mountain. There's a massive forest fire over there, and it hasn't reached our side of the town yet because it hasn't reached the top of that mountain. It came down that hill. Thank goodness, because the mountain's like on our side is nothing but desert. So it's not really a lot of things for that fire to latch onto, but it still can though. So Bliss kept telling me like all like these like last week, like I think we're gonna wind up, this whole one's gonna end in like in a fire explosion. We're all gonna wind up getting set on fire, and then this fireball thing happened, and so she freaked out even more about it. And she told me about it. As soon as she told me, I was like, "Oh, podcast topic." I looked it up immediately. I was like, "What was that? What was that? Where? Okay, Georgia. Oh shit!" And then so I looked up about it, man. It was talking about like how the asteroid itself was actually like feet in diameter and weighed over a ton, which is pretty damn heavy for something that damn size. It says when it broke at 30,000, actually it says when it broke at 30,000 miles per hour, about 27 miles above Newton County, and unleashed the same energy, about 20 tons of TNT, like you already mentioned. It happened around like 12:25 p.m. on Thursday. That shit exploded like a damn bomb. It reminded me of that story back some years ago when Russia had the same exact thing happen, and that shit flew over like a city and exploded. It caused thousands of people got injured. It shattered windows, car alarms went off. It was like, man, like an A bomb exploded in the fucking air. And in Russia, everybody got a damn dash cam. So all them dash cams from every had that shit. And this is what this story reminded me of. It's like this is the American version of it now. Crazy as shit, man. How that's scary, man. Like,
yeah, you would think like it got like shot up before it hit our atmosphere, right?
Yeah, for the most part, like, and from what I started learning about, just doing research and reading about this shit over the years, for the most part, it does break apart in atmosphere. Because I live out here in the desert, bro. At night, you can see as many stars out here as I can see, bro. Like, you look left, look right, up, down at night. It's stars everywhere, and you always see a shooting star out here. It's common. Because it's lack of light, lack of people, so it's easy to see that type of phenomenon out here. It's so common. It's not really a phenomenon anymore. It's just like our nature. And when you see it, it's like, okay, most of the time it never hits anything. It usually breaks apart in the sky. But then you get moments like this where some of the shit don't break apart, and that shit it just so much heat builds up in it, and this shit just blows up. So far, it doesn't sound like, and I've heard any like recent stories of this shit like actually hitting the ground like in urban environments or cities or whatever, and just leveling a city block. We haven't God to help us all if that happens, but it seems like for the most part these types of events breaks up in the sky. But yes, you do have these moments where they just blow up and just throw everything out of whack for a little bit.
I bet that did scared people, like when they heard that big ass explosion. They're like, "Holy shit, we're probably being attacked right now."
Man,
Sure
I remember when I was
their mind.
Man, right? Because I remember like when I was a kid, I went to like Atlanta Beach, that man-made beach they have. I don't even know if it's still even around anymore. But I went there when I was a kid, and when I was about to go down the slide one day, we heard like this loud boom, like shook everything. Everything. The slide was shaking. I thought somebody had hit their head on the way down or something and shook the whole slide or got injured. But then we wound up finding out later on like Fox 5 later on the day when we got home that some jet flew over Clayton County and created a sonic boom and shook everything, set off car alarms, scared people and shit. And there's like an explosion in the sky. It wasn't like when you said like earlier about like how it feels different from an earthquake. Yeah, you could definitely feel like it wasn't like the ground shaking. It was more like you could feel it reverberating in the air and kind of like feel it through your body. It's like, holy shit.
That happened a few times, like within the past couple years now, where I heard that. Where it does sound like an explosion in the air, but it sounded like something was moving super fast. I was like, that has to be a sonic boom.
Man, you're not picking it up with your eyes.
You're like pop, but then you can feel everything like.
Yes, it's wobbling, man. That was wild. At first, I thought it was thunder when I first heard. I thought somebody hit their head or something, and then I thought it was thunder. And I remember I looked up, the skies were clear, and of course, when we got back home, the news always gotta ask black people what the fuck happened. And so it's like this black dude like, man, I thought somebody broke in my house. I went and grabbed my gun. I was like, oh, gotta get that black eyewitness on there. Gotta get the black eyewitness. The black folks were hilarious on Fox 5. They was like, man, I thought somebody broke in my motherfucking house. Crazy moment, man. But yeah, it's like, so like just hearing about this story, it takes me back to like, yeah, that sonic boom. It shakes everything, man.
Those are fun.
Like a wave.
Yeah, that's all I got for that. You got anything else, or you want to end it?
That should be it, man. Because that was my story right there.
Okay, cool.
And I figured I had a feeling too that you had the story as well. I kind of felt it in my heart.
Yeah, I had to, because Atlanta's so close to this area. I was like, yeah.
Like this, you probably heard about it before I did. Shit.
Yeah, I was getting like live feed on it.
Damn.
I was like, damn, I wish I was home so I can feel it. I didn't feel it at all. All right, guys. That's it for tonight's episode. You guys have a safe holiday. Drink, don't drive. Catch you guys next week on Tuesday. Peace out. Adios.
See you guys.